So,
Okay. That's how your dating stuff works.
so you've got like your campaigns, your ad sets, and your ads. That's like the setup. But it's like, what do you actually do for each? How many do you have of each? So you're gonna have one campaign, right? Some people say like to do like one campaign for testing, one campaign for scaling. So you have one campaign where you're testing what works, and one campaign where you're scaling what works and putting more money behind it. But in my opinion, it's just extra complexity that you don't need.
Do you do one campaign per client or per subject?
In what sense?
So like we're Burst. Yes. So we've got different offers. So we have a campaign for branding, a campaign for content creation, a campaign for social.
Yes. So, is the easiest way to explain that one campaign per service or offer?
Yeah.
Yes. And out.
All right, so you might have like one campaign for branding, one person, yeah. So, well, can't say. All right, and then, yeah, okay, cool. So you're having one campaign for her service or offer.
Yeah.
And then within your campaign, you're gonna have, so you're gonna have one ad set, which is your main winning ad set. So this is like all your winning ads, your ads that are working and bringing in good leads for a profitable cost for whatever service you're advertising for. You're going to keep these in one main ad set. But when you first start running ads, you won't have any. Does that make sense? So you kind of got to find them. So you won't even bother creating that for now. On a move. So we'll just do. So you'll create one ad set per batch of ads.
Yeah. Cuts obvious. So
And I'll dive into what a batch of ads is in a sec. And each batch of ads is like a test, right? So you might, when you first start running a campaign, you might have 3 different ad batches to test.
Yeah.
there's some watches. Those boys.
So your thing might.
Different anything in it.
Yeah. So when you first start your campaign, if you've never run ads before, you won't have any winning ads. So you won't even bother creating this yet. You're just gonna start out with like 3 ad batches, and then in each ad batch, you're gonna have 3 ads. You can have more, but you can have like 3 is a good amount actually.
But I just think Bruce makes so that I there's that.
Yeah, all right. So you've got your campaign for your like branding services, for example, and then you will start out with your 3 ad batches, and then each ad batch will contain 3 ads as a general rule of thumb. I've created a new batch of ads where I might have 9 in there just because I feel like it. There's no like hard rules, but basically what each ad batch is a test, and you can test. An ad batch might be testing like something like a real macro detail, like it might be an angle. So, for example, for my lead gen ads, so for my lead gen services, I started out here with, as you can see here, we started out with batch 1, 2, and I don't know if it was only 1 and 2. But for example, batch 1, this is shitty example. Hang on. I'll get a better. So this is in one of my client accounts. So I'm going to go to maximum. So this is for, we have 2 campaigns here. We had one for 2 different services. So this is development finance service. And then now we're at the ad set level, which is here. And as you can see here, we've got the main one with the winning ad in it, which is this. And then you've also got the 3 batches. Well, I've got 4 now, but I started out with 3 and I turned 2 off because it was shit. But I'll get into like how to know when to turn things off in a sec. But when we started out, we had batch 1, batch 2, and batch 3. And each one of these was a different angle. So batch 1 the angle here was all about, so this campaign's for people like property developers that need financing to build houses. So this whole batch was all about the bank saying no. So the angle here was like, has the bank said no? Like without relying on banks. Banks are saying no.
Yeah.
And because that was an angle that I wanted to test. So when you do your branding, you might write out 3 main angles as to why people might want to use your services. And then batch 2. So batch 1 was banks saying no. Batch 2, I believe, was like speed. So batch 2 was, for developers who value their time. Because property developers, if they're looking for financing, some of them might spend hours and hours researching the internet to find different lenders, whereas my client will do it for them. So this one's all about saving time. But as you can see here, the saving time angle didn't resonate. So there was an angle I tested, but the market wasn't interested in that angle. Hence why we got no leads and I turned it off. But batch 1 about the bank saying no, clearly there was something there that resonated with the market and people liked that angle. Batch 3 was just, the angle here was like reputability, whatever the word is. Reputability, like credibility. The angle here was all about like social proof, proving that we're trustworthy, that we've done it before. Because some property developers, like, I don't know, that they want to show, like they want to know that you can actually help them and that you're trustworthy. So this was just all about a carousel ad of all the projects we've completed.
Yeah, cool.
And that one did okay, but the bank one was just smashing it, overwhelming and smashing it.
It was so relatable, isn't it? If they've already had their bank say no, it makes sense.
Exactly. So out of these ones here, this ad was the winner. So what I did is I went and moved it over to the main ad set, as you can see here. And then you wait until it like picks up before you turn the old one on. But you can have ads like duplicated, like it's fine. You just run this, like I've got the same ad running twice, so it doesn't really make a difference. And then as you can see here, batch 4 is a new one I created the other week because the bank angle works so well. So this one here was just all about banks. And as you can see here, this batch, because there's no hard rules, I say rule of thumb is 3 creatives, but there's no like hard rules. So this one I just decided to make 7 because I just felt like it. And this one was, these ads were all about the bank saying no. Your bank won't fund your development.
But a different creative.
Bank won't fund. Yeah, exactly. But same angle because that was the angle that worked.
Yeah. And is that creative doing better or worse than the past?
It's still early days, but worse so far. Yeah, worse so far. So your ad batches can be testing like something really on the map for it, like a whole new marketing angle. Or you might have an ad batch just to test like, so for example, this batch 4 I did was a slightly more micro test because I knew that the banked angle works. So now I was testing what creatives and like headlines would work better. But then you can test right down to minute details. So over time, might work out, like let's just say 3 months time, bank angle is the winner. So we keep doing that. I've worked out like a headline that works well. And then I might run an ad batch solely just to test which image flaps the attention better.
So I was about to ask why in that new batch did you not have any of the existing creators, but you already know that did well, but you were then like, that 1, 2, and 3 in there was like changing headlines. So now you know which headline does best. And then you can see like, would you make same headlines on the new creative? Different style, but same headlines.
Yeah, so
Tweets have to save it.
yeah, you can make it as structured or as all over the place as you want. So quite often when you run a new test, so the different types of ad batches, these are like what I like to classify it as. So you have like your angle testing. So this can be things like your save time, wonderful, save money, social proof. I'm just making these up.
Yeah.
You might have another one, like in my case, it was bank said no. So these can be like these overarching angles that you test. You might just do like a creative test. So this is where you have like a winning angle. So bank said no is your winning angle. And now you're just testing like a breaking news style ad.
Yeah.
You might test like a video ad of founder speaking. You might test, I don't know, carousel, of storytelling. Like there's infinite types of creators. So your angle test is to test the overarching angle. Creative test is to test creators within an angle. And then let's just say you know that let's say you do these creative tests and breaking news style is crushing it. You might then do 3 creative iteration tests where you run 3 breaking news style ads. But this is style with headline 1. And then this is breaking news with headline 2.
Yeah.
Breaking news with headline 3. And all 3 it's the same image, It might be like an image of like you like at your laptop, and it's like a breaking news style thing, and it's like the headline might be like how brands are attracting the right customers through branding. And then the next headline might be same image, same ad style, but the headline might be like Aussie business owners are attracting new clients at rapid rates through Burst Brands branding services, something like that. So that's like iterating a creative that works. But you can also do a creative iteration test where it's like, or hang on, let's say headline 1 crushes. You might then want to then run headline 1, but like breaking news style. This one is like an article screenshot style, but with the same headline. So you might have, where were we? See here. So this might be the winner from your breaking news test. Headline 1 might win, which might be this headline. You can then run that headline in different formats. We take the exact same headline, don't change it, but run it like this. Just put it there. So then you can like make more tests. So you could keep headline 1, but then do like headline 1 with like scroll stopping image or something.
Yeah.
There's like infinite variety of tests you can do. We might then just go like, keep headline 1 might be the winner. So then you might run an ad batch where all the breaking news styles have headline 1, but each breaking news ad, like this, all the same style, all the same headline, but you change the image in the background. And then you just test it like that. And you can just keep going down these rabbit holes just to find, like, just to keep improving.
And I heard that like creative just naturally dies off after a certain amount of time. Like so ad will just put all one it to get the same results. Is that true?
It's called creative fatigue. Some people say, like, is this the guy who I've learned all this stuff off? He says that it's a myth. But I don't know. I've found it to be somewhat true. But sometimes I've had creatives that will run. I'll show you. I've had creatives that will crush. They'll completely die off, but I'll keep running spend behind them. And they'll bring me in like upper results for 2 months. And then they'll pick back up again. Because the machines I've learned. So this is a good example here. So if I go, say I go Jan, right? January this year with this client. We had 18 book calls from New Star 3.
Yeah.
And then in Feb, we had 20.
Yeah.
Still spending the same. That's still good.
Yeah.
Then March, we had 8 for double the price.
Okay.
And then, like, that's when most people go, oh, creative fatigue. They turn that off and then they create new ones. But I just left it running because I was just curious. And then April comes about. Even worse, like same shitty results. And then the same creative, I just relaunched it and it would just still crush.
Okay.
Or actually, hang on, let me just go back into the, I think it was, you go October.
Where's all that stuff? It's like strategy. So then the biggest step what I step.
Yeah, so November, I launched this new style one. Shit. And I like just left it running. December, shit. And then that's when it took off in Jan.
Yeah. 18, 20.
Yeah. Then it took off in Feb. And then it started to die down again. But that's when I just relaunched it. Like as you can see in March, or if I go April. Let's do this. Like May.
Just made a new.
Yeah, so that was running in one of the batteries, and I moved it over to the winning ad set and gave it. You know how you move. So that was one of the tests I ran, and then I moved that over to the winning ad set, and it just took off again.
So, do you move or do you copy and paste? Like, is it new?
So it's not like in a folder where you move it. What you'll do is when you have a winning ad, you can go in to view Facebook post with comments, and it will have a post ID, which is like this one here. That number, and then you go when you create a new ad, it says use an existing post, and you enter that ID, and then you can get it transferred over with all the data. So that's pretty much it, and you just keep testing.
So, because I have already uploaded your time, just a few quick more questions. So when you said about like when to turn it off, what's like too expensive? Like, what's a good number? Yes.
So what you got to do is when you start out, you got to work out like how much am I willing to. Well, it's like work out how much, what profitable cost per lead is. So you have to you can estimate it at the start, but you won't know until you have data like the conversion rates, the call shot rates. You won't know what that is just yet.
But it depends on the and
Yeah.
how in demand it is.
Yeah. So like, if you charge at 10K for branding packages, and then 1 in 10 leads convert, that means you can afford to spend $1,000 on a lead effectively before you lose money.
Sorry, how did you get to that?
So that's divided by 10. So let's just say your branding packages are worth 10 L, and every 1 in 10 leads you have come through will convert into a paying client. Like on paper, you can afford to spend $1,000 per lead maximum before you start to lose money. But obviously, that's revenue, it's not profit. But you can work that out with profit. So each branding you might make 10K profit, and you work out your conversion rate on each lead. That's 10. Or your conversion rate from lead to deal is 10%. That'll give you a rough idea. You might, so 1,000 might be your max. So if an ad is bringing leads over 1,000, you can kill it.
Profit divided by conversion rate equals price per lead.
Yeah, max cost per lead. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
One more thing. So within each ad.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do a. We go. Wait. Okay. Let me just do that. That'll represent an ad. So you might do. Each ad will have one creative.
Yeah.
Adam,
And then it will have 2 primary texts.
I don't believe is like fast. I don't see the word. That one meaning that's then shows.
And then 2 headlines.
Yeah. That is about name rate with
And so in each ad you have, and these will be the same. So your creatives will be different.
Yeah.
But your primary text and headlines will be the same for each batch.
Sorry, which one's the same? That's same or that's the same?
The images will be, your creatives will be different.
Okay,
And your primary text will be the same for each batch.
cool.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So-
So this is the same. These are different, but in each ad we can put 2 different primary texts, and Facebook will just split between them.
Yeah. Wait. So wait. Just to get it 100% straight, you will have the same. Shall I do this to make it easier? So in one ad batch, you'll have 2 primary texts, 2 headlines, and 3 creatives. But each at the ad level, you're setting. You'll just be copy pasting this across to each one. But in an ad batch, as a typical rule of thumb, you'll have 3 ad creatives, 2 primary texts, 2 headlines. So when I go back to this one here.
So we'll have 6 things running.
Yeah. And it will mix and match them. And it will let you know what the winner is. So if I go back to the property development one. Yeah. There was a maximum. So this one here. So we add 3 creatives like these, and then 2 primary text, 2 headlines. And my 2 primary text and 2 headlines were, like when you do this, you can do primary text 1, you can click add another option, and you do a second. So this, I think I just tested, I had to just test a long form and a short form, see which one works better. So this was, then these might have go. This was short, and then this one was really long. And then I did 2 headlines. I never do a description. It's just like the description shows up underneath here, but it's just like I don't do it. But what I did to find out which one won is you can do like navigating, looking at your metrics is a whole other lesson.
Okay.
But you can go to breakdown by text or headline, and quite often it'll show you which of your texts brought in the leads and for what cost they brought it in for.
So each conversion of like call booked in or actually customer.
It's just a lead.
That's excessively enough.
Maybe.
And how much the offer is, so I think that.
Yeah. Well, if you can convert, so for this client, if each deal's worth like $10,000.
That's not bad. So
so let's say he's converting 1 in every 10 of these leads. It's costing him $411 in this case to make 10,000.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then
But it really is like you need those 3 months to get this data to see what's going.
yeah, because the longer you let it run, like that example I showed you where I went month to month with that news one, and it was just shit, and that's too hot. That's because Facebook's just learning like who it shows the ads best to. The longer you run it, the better the result.
So it's not just like a campaign that needs to be running 3 months. It's like each ad needs to be given 3 months.
No, not necessarily. No, just 3 months. 3 months is enough time to see some of this testing through.
Okay.
So when I'm saying like leave it for 3 months, in the 3 months you'll be switching off, like you'll be testing angles, switching off the shit ones, keeping on the winners.
How long should I leave each one?
It's not really about time. It's more about ad spend and data. So if you run, like if I go back to this one here. Oh, so for the maximum amount of time this campaign's been running, you can see amount spent is a great metric to determine whether ads are good or not. Facebook, because you set the budget at the campaign level, Facebook is going to be dividing that budget across these as it sees fit. And this one here got like no spend. This one here got pretty much no spend. This one got all the spend. So that's how I know that that bank says no angle is a winner. And within the bank says no one that got all the spend, you'll see that this ad got all the spend and these two got no spend. And that's like, just tells me that Facebook didn't like the ads. Like Facebook's just like it likes this one. It doesn't update these stuff. So that's how you know. So know whether to turn on a spend is a great one. That's a whole nother lesson to get into the metrics. Yeah. But that's it. So that's like you've got your campaign level, ad set level, ad level, and that's how to set it up in Ads Manager. And then this is the actual theory behind what goes into each one. What goes into each batch of ads.